When I first saw Pastor Julio, it was May 2nd, 2015. I remember that day pretty vividly because that was one of those first day of the rest of my life type of days. I came to Campus Hill that morning. I didn't even know that Campus Hill Church even existed, much less a Pastor Julio Tabuenca. When Pastor Julio began his sermon, the first thought I had is, man, I can't understand anything he's saying. It's very hard to understand him through that accent of his. The sermon was called Cheer Up, and it did just that. It not only cheered me up, but several times during his speech I was brought to tears, I must admit. And when he was all finished, I realized that two very important things had just happened to me. The first being that I had been touched and moved by the Holy Spirit through this charming mediator named Julio Tabuenca. And I knew at that moment that I wanted to give my life to Jesus, and that Pastor Julio was going to be the man to baptize me. So on my way out of the church, I got in line to shake his hand, and I was gonna pop the question, and I looked at him. I said, "Pastor Julio, will you baptize me?" And he looked me straight in the eye, very seriously and firmly, and he said yes, without an ounce of hesitation, but also without any eagerness either. I could tell that he could clearly see where I was at in my life and where I was trying to go. I began meeting with him and studying with him, and on July 4th of the same year, I was baptized for the second time in my life, but born again for the first time. And since then, I've developed a beautiful relationship with Pastor Julio. He has inspired me in countless ways, both in my spiritual life and in my day-to-day life. He has that effect on people. I think whether you're a religious person or not, he just always leaves you with a sense of joy and goodness. He could be your pastor, or he could be the guy in line at the supermarket. It's the same effect. Pastor Julio has taught me so much about being practical in my spiritual growth. He's taught me some important things that I've never heard anywhere else, such as being careful about what you pray for, and always remembering to pray for God's will to be done, no matter what the outcome. I just want to say thank you, Pastor Julio, for being the person that you are. I want to say thank you for the invaluable contributions that you've made to Campus Hill. Thank you for reaching me and changing my life for the better. You will always be my pastor.